He's a trailblazer. Max Scherzer is simply the best to ever throw a baseball from the area. How about 3 Cy Youngs, 3,400 strikeouts, and a 20 strikeout game? We chatted this week.
The Sports Trailblazer of the Week is sponsored by Don Brown Chevrolet, the home of the Don Brown deal.
Losing feels worse than winning feels good. Nobody is more qualified to talk about that than you. So what do you think of that statement, and do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I get it in this in the light of everything that's happened in the past week. There's something to that. But I don't necessarily know if that's true. From my perspective right now, because winning feels that good, yes, and losing, yes, that feels that bad. My heart is broken about how Game 7 unfolded, but I'm also very proud of everybody in that clubhouse and how we played.
I know you grew up probably watching the great John Tudor, and we recently did an interview with him, and we asked him when did he get over the 1985 World Series loss.
Or does it still?
Yeah, I'll let you know. Like you said, it was a great year right up to the last day, and I'll just leave it at that.
So are you over it finally, or is it still with you?
Oh, I mean, I'm still living it kind of every day, reliving different moments of everything. As much as I'm thinking about what happened here in 2025, I also kind of reflect upon, man, I had a really bad taste in my mouth and coming out of the 2011 ALCS. Had bad one in 2013, bad one with the Nationals in 2017. And so I've had some really, really tough losses here, and you learn from it. Things that happen in the future, you'll never forget what happened here in 2025.
So, Max, your resume has no holes. You will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And you're pitching now, I guess, because you simply just love competition?
Oh, of course, yeah. I've never played for any kind of, anything else. So the desire to win and be able to win a World Series is, I've said, that's the only motivation I ever need to be able to wake up and go do everything it takes to be able to go out there and win. For me, I still have that drive. I still have the fire, and I still want to pitch.
So there was that celebrated meeting on the mound with your manager, John Schneider. How do you balance between being respectful to your boss, which you really respect, and just wanting to stay in there and get outs?
I know everybody thinks it's just that moment where I'm, demanding the ball to stay in there, and I get it. People don't realize how many times I'm telling the manager to actually take me out of the ball game in a lot of other different scenarios. And so, what I've always said, when I can give up the ball. Like there's times where I give up the ball, and I tell you where my line is, where I think I'm done. I also feel like that gives me credence to say, no, when I'm good, I'm good. Like when I want the ball, give me the ball.
So, Max, there's no exit strategy for you now, is there? I mean, you just had 3 starts in a row, throwing in the mid-90s with nasty stuff. You're not thinking about retiring now, are you?
No, definitely see playing in 2026. I don't want to get too far down the road and how everything would look, but definitely want to go back out there in 2026 and go out there and try to compete for another World Series.
I think I remember you telling me a long time ago that when you were at Mizzou, that's where your fastball just kind of blew up, and it was almost magical. How do you remember that time period?
Yeah, I remember my freshman year. I didn't get to pitch as much as I would have liked. I just remember working. I wasn't pitching, so I was in the weight room. I was working. I was long tossing, and ready for my next opportunity, whenever that was going to be. Unfortunately, it never really happened for the rest of that season at Mizzou, and then went off to the Northwoods League. And when I got my next shot, that's when the fastball really came out. All of a sudden, I was throwing at 97, 98 miles an hour, and that's when I really took off, and kind of the rest is history.
I got to ask you about high school. Rick Kirby, your coach, loved you. I'm wondering how you remember that whole Parkway Central experience.
Yeah, I mean, I always, everybody says, hey, how have you been able to pitch as long as you have? And I always go back to, hey, look, I'm a good athlete first. At Parkway Central, I played football, I played basketball, and Rick Kirby, playing basketball for Rick Kirby really upped the ante on literally everything. For me, I was a multi-sport athlete in high school. I feel like that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. To when I actually became, went to college and obviously just became a pitcher only. That kind of helped breed me as a different, be able to use all those type of skill sets just as for a pitcher made me a better pitcher. So you definitely have fond memories of my time at Parkway Central and obviously under Rick Kirby as well.
Let's say it's next October and you're walking off the field for the final time, and a son says to his father, "Who is Max Scherzer?" What would you want the father to tell the son?
That's for all the fans and everybody else to describe. I can only go out there and perform and do my best and give it my all every single time out. It's for everybody else to have that, what it means for everybody else. So I do it for my team, for my guys in the clubhouse, and there's nothing like being able to compete on a major league mound.
Max, you're the best. Thanks so much. We really appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, great.